Did you see that huge baby?
The biggest. That's not a baby. That is a grown. That was an 8th grader who just has alopecia. What's it called? Alopecia when you don't have hair. And they just loaded up a diaper with fucking baby powder. That was the best part. The baby powder shooting out of his butt. He's jumping on the dad, and there's just powder flying everywhere. That was an 8th grader.
Is it? Could it be? Now I'm thinking it might really be fake.
I mean, that looked like a fat 8th grader with the body and the development of an 8-month-old. It looked so weird. I mean, that baby weighed like $120. That baby was huge. I mean, Trent was put to shame by that thing, and Trent was a freak of nature.
Last Dance, our glory days. Do you think there will be anything like this for the Patriots 20 years from now?
Yeah, oh yeah, for sure.
I don't know. I don't get that feeling. I don't think that anything will.
Brady and Belichick discussion, the Alex Guerrero like TB12 method with steroid connections, the Deflategate, Goodell gunning for him.
No, I know there's tons of stories. I know that they were absolutely the most dominant. I know Tom Brady is probably the closest thing to Michael Jordan football.
The difference.
It just doesn't feel like it.
Well, that's the reason is because the Patriots became the villain. I don't know why, but the Bulls became the heroes.
True.
The Bulls, like, I'm watching this as a Knicks fan being like, this is awesome. I should fucking hate Michael Jordan. I should hate the Bulls. And I don't know if it's because Jordan was like the first dynasty of the modern era. And I think we like rushed to it. And then you become a Jordan fan. And then from there on out, it's like, no, maybe some people break off and they're Kobe fans and they're LeBron fans, but mostly the Jordan fans are saying, no, this guy was better. It was almost like he was the first one there because like Magic and Bird, like games weren't even fucking being televised live. They were being ran on tape delay. So he was the first one that people get invested in, and then they defend him. And guys like Brady are viewed as like the newcomer type of dynasties. I'm only speculating. I don't know why, but the difference is that people wanted to see the Patriots fail, and everybody wanted the Bulls to keep going. I don't know
why. Georgia is reopening, and they don't even meet the guidelines that Trump set up.
Can you imagine Trump being? He's probably like, guys, I'm setting the bar so low here. I'm letting you go back out, but can you make sure that we what does that mean? Like you're allowed like even to get closer and more people than he said?
I think it's places that were recommended that should be able to reopen, and they're like, we're opening even more. Bowling alleys. Georgia needs their bowling.
I mean, the bowling alleys are disgusting when there's not a pandemic. Everybody, if you could pick one place of business to spread germs, it would be a bowling alley. Balls flying everywhere, putting your fingers in it, sharing, putting them back on the shelves, share shoes. You think a little spritz of Lysol is going to fix that? Oh, my God, the fucking bowling alleys. I can't wait for every bowler in Georgia to be dead. Let's go. You motherfucking Genix. Wipe these people off the face of the earth. Let's get better as a population.
Speaking of, Kim Jong, maybe
Console the Kim. I think so. I think it's a wrap for him. This happened with his father. It took like a week for the news for Kim Jong-il to come out that he was dead. Kim Jong has disappeared in the past. He's just like gone missing, and then he resurfaces because he's probably out like banging girls and fucking like killing people and shit. So this has happened before, but what I have read is that there was like a noticeable difference. Like reporters were saying like there was something going on this week that was noticeably different with North Korea, and then to have this come out. All I know though is tough look to be the heart surgeon in North Korea who could get it done. I mean, that guy, imagine he's probably opening you up with the shakiest fucking hands in the world, just being like, please survive. And when like he flatlines, it's like you flatline too. Throw him to the fucking dogs. See you later. I think it's a wrap. I think we'll find out soonish that it's true, and they will come up with some awesome story that he like fought off some Americans with like a fucking rocket launcher and all sorts of shit. That he's last action hero.
Yeah, I mean they're definitely going to claim that he somehow cured coronavirus. Like his plasma is being used. He's the one who's going to solve it. Have we checked with Dennis? I feel like if we just DM Dennis Rodman, we can find out.
The Worm, I can't wait to see what his episodes of The Last Dance are going to be like. But why haven't we checked in on the Worm just in general for his thoughts on coronavirus? You know,
we
just
like make a weekly call with him.
Right. Just give us an update. What do you see right now going on with the pandemic, Dennis?
If Dennis Rodman doesn't have coronavirus, I might believe it's a hoax. If he just like, no, I don't have it. I've never had it. I think.
I'll tell you this. He's either like patient zero and had it in him forever, or he's like the answer. Like his body has so many, his body's been so exposed to everything and has all these antibodies that just to stay alive every day, or they're like working overtime that they're like, we can defeat anything. You take some of Dennis Rodman's blood, you could cure everything.
Are A-Rod and J-Lo our saviors?
God, I fucking hope so. I mean, I was thinking about it. It sounds like it's still like far-fetched, I believe was the term being used, like a long shot with A-Rod and J-Lo being a part of a conglomerate to buy the Mets. But like they're kind of like Hov and Beyonce, like a JV version of that. Like they got a lot of money between them. They've got a lot of power between them. They can probably get a lot of money. I mean, if A-Rod and J-Lo put together their funds and want a loan, I imagine they can get more money than anybody. But I think that their ability to rally together investors, like I don't think it's necessarily them, but if A-Rod gets all his baseball buddies and J-Lo gets all her like Latin American businessmen and entertainment people, you could probably drum up enough money for that. And I like that it's A-Rod and J-Lo. I feel like A-Rod alone scares me a little bit because he's just had like a baseball past. But if it's just like me and my wife are a power couple, me and my fiance, power couple, we got a lot of money. This is a good business opportunity that like presented itself but fell through. We're going to buy it. I think it would be done in the right way and not in like a look at me, I'm A-Rod, the baseball owner type of way.
I heard today Evan Roberts making the point. He was like, I will take anything. Well, literally, I will take anything. But he said, look at Jeter. He was like, Jeter hasn't. It's not like he just he's a baseball, because Beningo was like, I don't think A-Rod would buy this team if he didn't think he could win. And he's like, well, Jeter, can't win there, and then it calls to like the Steve Cohen thing, where Steve Cohen was going to be the answer because he was fucking rich, and he could just buy championships like the Yankees of the old days. Like that's what we want.
I'll take new blood. Any new blood that can institute any sort of new decision making and new front office, great, let's go. But it was all about Steve Cohen being able to like snuff out the Wilpon presence, buy his way through any adversity. When A-Rod and J-Lo, like when it doesn't work, they're going to be like, we were tapped out just getting here. We used everything we had just to get our feet in the building. We can't buy our way to the top.
They said they combined for $700 million,
which is, nothing.
It's just, and because imagine,
but that's, when people with $700 million want to get something, I feel like, you get a shit ton of credit. You get a shit ton of leeway, right? You can leverage the fuck out of that. But we were talking about 13 billion.
And also, if you buy something in the middle of coronavirus, you might get $1 billion discount. So, it might just be a good investment for them.
Right.
I want to win a fucking championship.
I know. I'm not interested in your financial windfall. I'm talking about how to win games, bro.
Did you know the Queen has 2 birthdays?
What? The Queen is so gangster. The Queen is a fucking original gangster. I love that old bag. What is like let me guess. She has her day that she was born and then like her coronation or something.
She has today, April 21st is the day she was born on.
Right.
And then there's like another date in June.
But is that like every queen gets like Queen Day?
Well, I mean, like this is the only queen that's ever happened in modern history because she's so fucking old.
I can't believe it. She's still like kicking, She still like goes strong. I'm trying to read an article here that says she spends her actual birthday privately. I mean, what the fuck? Okay,
it's probably like a public one.
Official celebrations mark the sovereign's birthday that have been held on a day other than the actual birthday, particularly when the actual birthday has not been in the summer. So this is my idea.
Yeah.
This is my fucking idea. I wanted to change my daughter's birthday from December 12th to June 12th so that she could have a summer party and a pool party instead of getting double gypped with gifts at Christmas and being in the cold weather. Queen just wants to have a real birthday and her June birthday. It's really funny if it's like April and then June because it's like, we just did this.
Right.
We just did this.
What do you think of Barstool Graduation Day? All these kids graduating from college, our target demo, missing out. We give them you send in your names. We read your names. Congratulations. We give a little commencement speech.
I'm going to piggyback on this. And it kind of goes with the Queen as well. We got to do a birthday, a Barstool birthday, a mass birthday. I cannot tell you how many Cameo videos, KFC Barstool on Cameo. Come get me. I'll make you videos. I mean, all I do is like, it was supposed to be so-and-so's birthday. They're stuck in quarantine.
Oh, yeah?
All I do. And I just keep telling everybody when I make a video, think about the party when we get out. Like, everyone's going to be a regular party, whatever, fine. Your de facto late birthday being like, we're back into public, we're back into society. It's going to be a baller time. So maybe we do like, we'll read your name and you get to graduate. We're also going to host a quarantine online stream for anybody who had a birthday in the past couple months. And maybe some of you get to join and talk. But those are the two things that I think people are missing out on quarantine. And we got to find a way to profit off it because we're fucking madmen, right? We're genocidal maniacs. We wanted this to happen.
In the latest edition of this Versus thing that's going on Instagram, did you see Babyface versus Teddy Riley? 500,000 people watched at the same time.
And did you see how poorly it went? Can you imagine if we were like, let's go live with this idea? We got 500,000 and there was echoes and the fucking. Actually, I can totally imagine that. That basically is what happens at Barstool.
But also, does Babyface and Teddy Riley not like each other? Like Babyface throwing out there, oh, I don't do remixes. Like, I mean, there was shade in the middle of that.
There was a little bit of shade. I like that. Those guys are like OG. That was 500,000 like old black like R&B fans who were just like in their glory. 500,000 like middle-aged black women who were just like, oh, girl, this is fucking great. Versus is the best thing to come out of quarantine. Absolutely. And I don't know if Barstool's really the demo, but Timbaland versus Swiss, and then they took it and just made this their whole thing. T-Pain versus Lil Jon. RZA versus Premier was sick. The technical difficulties kind of ruined the latest one with Babyface, but like they're going to keep doing that, and it's going to keep being awesome. So how about Barstool versus?
Mm-hmm.
My idea, I don't know if it plays because I think a huge element is that it's like, this is my beat and my song. But if like me and John went live and we did a versus for like best 90s party song, and he would be like, boom, like In Sync, bye, bye, bye. And I was like, no, Backstreet Boys, I want it that way. And you get to listen to a little bit of music, and it's not, obviously we didn't make those songs, but we're like DJing, and it's like, oh, I forgot about that one, or like, oh, that one is like, that was the remix that you couldn't find, or whatever. I think there's something there.
Your guilty pleasures playlist versus somebody else's guilty pleasures playlist.
Which is like, it's going to get 500,000 people, but I feel like that versus model, or I don't know if this is possible. It might be a little too convoluted, might be a little too arrogant, but is there a way to do like blog verses? Like if me and Dan did a versus and it was like, I read like an excerpt from my Blindo blog, and then he reads his Craigslist blog, and then I read my feud with with Al Jazeera, and then we go like top 10 blog of all time.
I think it's worth trying. I think it would be better to just do best Barstool moments, and you can pick your own, or maybe you can't. The only thing is you can't pick your own. And like, your favorite blog that Dave's ever written. And then, Nate picks his favorite blog that Dan's ever written, and Dan picks his favorite blog, and you go back and forth. And maybe there's like a loose, maybe you could do like best of the year, like, but let's throw it back. Like, let's do like best of 2011.
Right.
And then we go through and then you go, remember when this happened? Remember when that happened? And it's just Barstool moments that you guys are trading off on.
Dude, that's kind of what, I was thinking, what is our beats is our blogs, you know what I mean?
Right.
And it's hard to remember. It's a little bit, like I said, arrogant because it's like, look at my writing. But yeah, if you did it for other bloggers, I think there's something there.
What if it's like, this is kind of like, this is your life? Because if it's like other people, if you're like, remember how funny I was when I was making
videos, like
it comes across a little weird.
Right. But it's like those rappers, those producers are like, yo, this beat was dope. And no one's like, you asshole. But when you're like, I'm so funny, it comes across like you're a douche.
But they're also right. Like when DJ Premier's up there, just drops 1,000,001 questions. You're like, you're right. You're right.
This was awesome. I guess that's the thing, is you got to be that successful where your confidence is not misconstrued as arrogance.
Right.
All right. That's it for 1 minute, man.